Cool. So we're recording. So purpose of this recording for anyone watching this is to give a little bit of clarity about delivering your marketing message in a way that is from the reality of the target market or the target avatar that you're trying to speak to. So I'm here with Bela, who's a fellow SFM member. And the question that we're discussing is a point that me and Bela had an email conversation on. And the paragraph in question was, one thing that seems to be a theme throughout that needs some work is that it feels like everything is discussed from your perspective, and all of the points and benefits and reasons and arguments are coming from within your reality, not theirs. And the key is to project yourself out from behind your own world and put yourself in their eyes, as in the target market. See things how they see things, think about how they perceive what you're saying when they know nothing about SFM. Because you can't influence someone if you can't speak their language or get into their world. They must relate to you, and at the moment you're speaking from within your world and not connecting with theirs. So essentially the key point with this argument or this concept is that when you're trying to influence someone, first of all, before you can move them, you have to get onto their level. So that's normally, pain points, their reality, their world. So for example, if I was to say, let's see, if I was to say to someone, hey, you could earn £100,000 a month with this online business opportunity. I've managed to achieve X, Y, Z, and it's really changed my life in so many ways, and you could do the same. Generally, people won't relate to that because at the moment it seems too unrealistic for them. It's in no way, what's the word I'm looking for? It's no way like worded for their reality. It's nothing that in their world is even perceived as a possibility. But on the flip side, if you talk about how, people in this day and age, there's so many people that are unhappy in their jobs. 70% of US jobs, for example, people in US jobs are not satisfied with the career path that they're going down. And this has really led to a big problem whereby people just feel that they're not fulfilled going down that path. And then the question is, well, what are you going to do for the rest of your life? Or what would someone do for the rest of their life if they're going to, just work, be unfulfilled and be unhappy and then retire? I mean, if you, for example, were to, to project yourself forward, what things would you want to do in your life that you weren't happy that you'd achieved, for example? And for me, that was a really, really, really important point to consider because I run a medical practice where I help with dermatology for my clients and I really enjoy it and I'm very passionate about it. But I recognize that the digital economy, in terms of achieving what I want to achieve, is going to be an essential part of that process. So if you too have things that you want to achieve, if there's goals that you have in life, you maybe want to spend more time with family or friends or traveling or doing whatever you want to do, then like me, the digital economy for you could help you break out of that cycle, right? So
you mean then you are giving an example to them,
mm-hmm.
And I mean my example, how I use the digital economy to achieve my goals and let's say future-proof myself. And then I give examples that I think can work for them as well.
Yeah. So the key difference. So let me try and explain this concept in more detail. So when you're coming from your perspective, right? So you might talk about how digital economy has helped you achieve your goals, and digital economy has given you this and this and this and this and this. And even if you're saying to someone, hey, you could achieve what I've achieved, it's still from your perspective, right? But the difference is if you can almost imagine what it would be like if you were them, right? So talk about how, for example, maybe if you think back to a time in your life where you weren't fulfilled and you weren't happy, maybe before you started your dermatology practice or something like that, and try and envisage outside of your current reality, try and envisage where you were in that time in your life, and then how you see things differently now. So this is a tricky one to try and explain. Let me word this another way. Your target market, for example, could be a business owner, professional, somebody who's got a bit more life experience, and again, may be fulfilled, maybe not be fulfilled in their current path. And the idea is to try and think in their mind, what emotions are they going through? What are they struggling with? What are they not happy with? What are they suffering with? Really try to become them when you write your message. And for example, if I was, let's imagine that I was to do this for you, Bela. All right. So let's say that you're my target market. I want to target medical professionals. And let's say that you were, I don't know, unfulfilled in your career, and that was what I wanted to help someone with. So my messaging and the way that I'm wording everything is I'm gonna try and relate to your reality as much as I physically can, right? So, for example, I might say, I suppose it'd be different if I was a medical professional myself. Okay, so for example, I might say, I was working, so hi, my name's Dan, and then I might start with like a tagline or something that says, if you're currently feeling unfulfilled in a career, if there's something that you feel is missing, like there's a spark, there's something that you want to achieve in your life, but you feel that in your current situation, you can't do that, then I've got a short message to share with you, because I had a similar experience and I actually managed to break free from that and create something that has ultimately opened up my life. So I was, not so long ago, I was stuck in a career path that I wasn't satisfied with. I was feeling that, again, there was something missing from life. I wanted to spend more time with friends. I wanted to spend more time with family. And I just felt that I was chained to what I was doing. I had to work for income, but there were things that I wanted to do which required time, but I had no time because I was stuck in this world where I was giving away all my time for money. And I speak to a lot of medical professionals who really have the same sort of problem. They feel that, you know, they're in a very high paying career, and in society sense, they're successful, right? And you may be able to relate to this, because the thing that I learned was that success isn't necessarily just money. There's more to success than just earning a high income. Because if you're not fulfilled in what you're doing, and if you're not really covering, you know, all the things that you want to do in life, ultimately there's always going to come a point in time where we have to either make a change, or we're going to get to a point where we regret not having done what we wanted to do. So
just an idea popped up from I think I should record a video specifically for medical doctors.
Yeah, potentially it's a good idea, because
I can understand them really, because I am one.
Yeah.
So I can really relate to them, and I can think with their heads, and I can tailor-made my video how the digital economy can help my for example, as a medical doctor, I have one-to-one conversations with the patients, you know.
Yeah.
But with the digital economy, the whole English-speaking world is my market, really, and I can spread my knowledge to millions and hundreds of thousands of people instead of talking to one.
Yeah.
So whatever your specialties, you can be, I don't know, whatever, you can use the digital economy or the internet or this knowledge, these skills to reach a million times larger market that you can reach now.
Yeah.
For example, and I can add a couple of more key points. So a video could be done especially for medical doctors, for example.
And I tell you what, the other thing that will be interesting as well for you, Bela, is once you've done a video and you're comfortable with getting that message right for your exact profession, that's going to then be a lot easier to expand that out to other, you know, successful professions. So lawyers, you know, solicitors, maybe, who else would there be? Accountants, you know, that kind of other professions, legal. I've said that through lawyers and solicitors. But yeah, other sort of high-paying, successful careers and professions as well. It will be a similar message, just slightly tailored. So here's a way that I'd explain it as well. So when you're at the start of your message, when you're talking about the pain points and you want to get on their level, the reaction that you want to be creating in the other person is, yeah, that sounds like me. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, oh God, I feel that too. Wow, this guy really seems to be on my wavelength. Oh my God, he's talking like exactly what I feel is wrong in my life at the moment. Okay, so that's the reaction that you want to be having from someone. This stage is not so much about going, oh, that's interesting. Oh, I wonder if that could help me. That digital economy sounds interesting. That's not really going to inspire them to take action. It's got to be more in the, wow, that really means something to me. Yeah, that really relates to my life. Yeah, that feels like I'm on the same wavelength. And then that's when you transition into talking about how it helped you change your life and where you are now compared to where you were then as a result of the digital economy. It's getting on someone's wavelength, holding their hand, and then taking them on a journey to where you are now. Because if you can't start on their wavelength first, and you just come in here, you can't reach them. You can't pull them up because you're not on their wavelength.
Absolutely, yeah, I got it.
So, yeah, I mean, just to tie up that message, then, as an example that I was mentioning there. So saying, yeah, if you two feel that this is something that really resonates with you, and you feel that in your life there's more that you want than the career path that you're in at the moment, then I want to share with you a little bit about my story, because this for me was a key turning point in my life that has now resulted in me running a highly successful practice, getting in touch with many more clients, but ultimately having more time to do the things that I want to do and feeling more fulfilled and not having that deep feeling that I was trading all my time for money. So what I did was I saw a video online that was actually shot by two of my now personal mentors, Stuart Ross and Jay Kubasek. And they talked about how you could use the skills of the digital economy to leverage connectivity and automation to make sure that you could speak to more people in less time, and then ultimately make sure that everything that you're doing is leveraging. I'm sort of going around in a circle now. Let me just backtrack that. So you could speak to more people and get your message out in front of others who are ultimately going to get value from what you're helping with. And the result for me is that I've found a lot more time freedom. I spend more time with my family now. I love what I do, and it's just freed me up to enjoy life at a much, much, much more fulfilling level. So what I want to do now is share with you the exact same video series that I first got for free, that hopefully will help you make that similar sort of transition. Now, all you need to do is click the link on this video. That'll take you through to my website, and then just pop your email address into any of the boxes, and I'll then send you myself the same video series that I first got. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not for everyone. It takes hard work, it takes dedication, it takes commitment. But if this does sound interesting, if you do feel that you would like to find a way to free up more of your time, enjoy more of your life, and do the things that you want to do, then hopefully this might be something that could help you do that. So check it out, have a look, see what you think. If it's not for you, no harm done. If it is, then fantastic. I look forward to seeing you on the other side. Thanks very much. Something like that. So that's the sort of the journey that you want to take someone on, call to action, and you want someone to go, yes, I love the vision that he's put forward. I understand the value that it could be for me. I feel like I too could change my life. Take action. Right? That's
great.
Journey.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to master this first video for medical doctors, especially because this is the closest to me. Mm-hmm. I can relate to them the most, I can think with their heads the most. So I'm going to make this video first. And I have the clinical environment to shoot the video. So everything is given.
Exactly. Perfect.
I think that's what I'm going to do.
Any questions on that sort of example that we ran through there, Bela, or does that sort of all make sense? Do you feel that it would resonate with what the message you're trying to portray?
I think that would be a great help if I could watch this video again that you're just recording.
Yeah.
Because of the wording and the thoughts and these kind of things. Otherwise, I think everything is clear now. So I just need to shoot these videos, edit them, and get them out. So, yeah, nothing else right now.
Sure. And I suppose as well, as you watch the video back, you would probably get a much clearer idea than I have of what kind of pain points people in your profession might be feeling. Because obviously I don't know, off the top of my head, just, come up with a little spiel at the start. But a good exercise would maybe be to sit down and think about what you know of maybe your past, or things you weren't fulfilled within this profession, things that maybe colleagues of yours, are unhappy about, and really just explore, what kind of things SFM could help with that relates to people in your profession. And, if you can tailor that message in a way that really resonates with you and, means a lot more than just me coming up with it off the top of my head, then hopefully it would be helpful.
In the medical profession, a burnout is a real problem. And I had it 4 or 5 years ago. And, because you have been doing something for 15, 20 years, but you have kind of enough of that, and you would like to change something.
Yeah.
So burnout can be a real pain point that we can grasp and we can talk about. And digital economy can be a real possibility in burnout to change your career path and do something else, do something educational, help more people with your knowledge, and build up your digital self. So these kind of things.
Brilliant. I mean, that's a great example. And even straight away, that example of burnout, by literally just changing the wording ever so slightly, you could probably straight away shoot a video for, all of the professions to say, I'm a doctor, and I've suffered a burnout recently in my career through training too much time for money. I've been working too hard and blah, 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 blah. And, if you are in a career path as well, where it's high stress, high work, high, requirements from clients, whatever, then you too might know what I'm talking about here. And if you do, what I managed to find was digital economy, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, no, that's a great idea. And I think that burnout would relate to a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, yeah.
Perfect. So the thing I'm thinking, which I haven't actually tried to do myself, is through YouTube, if you're targeting either medical professionals or other sort of high-level professions, do you reckon you would target videos that medical professionals would be looking at? So maybe like dermatology procedures or training for, how do you reckon you might target it?
Oh, this is a very good question. Because when you have this kind of burnout state, I think you are looking for other skills that you can learn to make your practice more versatile, another opportunity within your profession. So maybe these YouTube videos on procedures, surgical procedures, or facial aesthetic procedures, or conferences, these kind of things, I think. Or maybe specifically burnout related videos. I'm sure there are YouTube videos about burnout, how to manage your burnout, these kind of things.
Maybe even because two of my most successful YouTube campaigns are meditation type videos, sleep music, meditation music, those kind of things. And I think someone that's suffering burnout or going through a high stress period, I think that could well be something as well that someone's likely to search, medical professional, high level professional, legal professional, etc. Especially as meditation and yoga music as well. That's another thing that's become stress in our world in high level professions. I think is such a big thing nowadays that I would suspect a large chunk of people that are searching for those kind of videos probably will understand and relate to what you're talking about. So yeah, you could do a campaign targeting demographic of like 45 to 65. That's going to target people that have probably been in careers for long enough to have experienced this at some point. Yeah. And that might be a good place to start. And that way, if you can do your message broad enough that it would appeal to people in higher paying careers in general, but get the message right, yeah, it could be another good idea to start. I'm just going to quickly look on YouTube and see if there are burnout related videos. I'd imagine there would be. I suppose you've got like overcoming burnout career, dealing with burnout and fatigue.
Hi.
Yeah, burnout and post-traumatic stress disorder. 151,000 views on one video there. Student burnout, maybe not that one so much.
I'm Dr. Danny, and today on Dr. Danny.
There's a whole load of TED Talks on burnout.
Very good, yeah.
Wayne Dyer, 5 minutes before sleep. Yeah. There's definitely a lot of crossover to the sort of targeting that works with SFM. So yeah, if you can get that message right, Bela, I reckon it will be a good potential opportunity.
Okay, so I think I'm going to shoot this video this week, maybe not next week, but try to do it this week, and I make an edit, and I'm going to ask you a proof watch again, please.
Of course, no problem.
And we put it together and put it on. So yeah, great. It's fantastic. Thank you very much. Good thoughts.
No problem. Yeah. And of course, as always, you know, if there's anything you need, any other feedback at any point, any questions, anything you want clarity on, just drop me a message and we can set up a call, or I'll shoot you one of my little videos in the emails that I started doing now.
Yeah, that's great.
It's an app called a Chrome extension called Bomb, as in bomb. It's really, really good. It lets you literally click a button and shoot a video within an email, and then reply to a message in.
So, yeah, that was good. It's a good idea.
Yeah,
personal, more personal, and you can share more within a short period of time.
Exactly.
So absolutely. Okay, thank you very much, Dan. Appreciate it very much.
No problem.
So let's work, and then as soon as I have something, I'm coming back to you and show you, and please proof watch and finalize it together.
Perfect. Sounds good to me. Bela, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck with it, and
thank you.
We'll speak soon.
See you. Speak soon. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Cheers, Bela. Bye bye.